from the Central Coast.
Not to mention the UPS guy, if you guys know him. Okay?
Going back a little further on that one, but yes, that's true too. In fact, why don't we just kick it over to Martin right now and have him play a song to get us rolling.
Sounds good.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, of course. So you and I known each other maybe 25 plus years, going back way far.
A couple of days before I dyed my hair light.
Right. I was in a band years ago with your brother Brandon Parris.
That's right.
And then
which band was that?
Well, that was before Black Rain. We were in a few different bands called Paradise Alley, Wise Guy. That was 100 years ago. So,
Yeah.
But Brandon introduced me to you, and
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
So I kind of know your story and your background, but why don't we go and kind of jump to the beginning and tell us a little bit about how you got into music.
Honestly, it would have been, our dad and for me, for playing guitar, and our parents did play music a lot. It was, they had bands, and Mom would sing, Dad would play guitar, and but we traveled a lot within, we were all born and raised in Southern California, and so they played a lot of places down there in the LA area, and then we moved up to Santa Cruz, and they played around there. But when we moved to the Central Coast, when I was probably 12 years old, Dad was giving me some guitar lessons, and at that time, I was just into playing some songs. So I always played. And it's interesting because my brother and I just had this conversation. He did the whole, probably like you, did all the scales and the licks and all the, because that was metal back in the 80s.
Right.
So, and I was more the singer-songwriter guy, playing, all the, James Taylor, Doobie Brothers, Eagles, whatever. But I kind of took a break for a while. My wife and I have been married 40 years. We have 4 children and 3 grandchildren. And so we started raising a family. And guitar was just, it didn't have a whole lot of time when you're starting a family. So I put it away for a number of years. And I think about around 30 years old, after I'd already been with UPS for, 8 years, I'm like, I got to start, really diving back into guitar again. And because I really got a lot of, and it was good therapy, because a lot of times you'd get home and you're just exhausted from work. And it was a good way to, just kind of decompress.
Get your mind right.
Yeah. And so I started listening, I thought, well, funny thing is, I remember my wife's here, and she'll tell you, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to write a song, Sat there with pen and paper, I started writing lyrics, and I'm like, an hour later, she goes, how you doing? I'm like, well, I think I got a sentence. So it was then I started thinking, maybe this is not my forte, writing.
So how old were you when you were doing that?
I was probably in my, I would say, mid-30s maybe, early to mid-30s.
So you never really tried to sit down and write a song till that point?
I'd written some bits and pieces of musical things, but I was thinking I was going to write a song with lyric.
Oh, okay.
And it just never worked out. So then I started hearing some of these artists that I really always liked acoustic guitar within bands, like the Doobie Brothers would always incorporate, you'd have Patrick Simmons playing that slack key stuff, or Loggins and Messina, and I always dug the acoustic thing, or even like Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page would play some pretty cool stuff. But when I heard some of these artists like Lawrence Juber, who's a real favorite of mine, and later Tommy Emmanuel, I started realizing that these guys are telling a story lyrically without lyrics, just on the guitar. And you can paint a picture instrumentally. And so I got more into instrumental music, and I started to really work up some alternate tunings. Like that last tune I, played right there was called Altered Path, and that was literally probably one of the very first what we call DAD-GAD tunings. So the tuning is D-A-D, G-A-D, and that was probably one of the first tunes I've written in that tuning. And it just opened up a whole new world for me, and I started writing a lot of instrumentals. My wife said, you got to probably record some of this stuff, and give it to your kids, and one day they'll have something. And that was probably around 1998, 1999. And I just started recording them on, whatever I had at home, nothing too fancy. Then I went to a friend of mine who, he ran the tasting room at Castoro, and Aaron Palmer, and he would have live music there at Castoro. He brought in like Peppino D'Agostino, who had played there for many years, a phenomenal guitar player. And later, I was fortunate to be able to open up for him a couple of times at Castoro, as well as Lawrence Juber that they had. But back in '99, Aaron had a studio. He could come on over, So I come over to the studio, and there's this guy I hadn't seen in forever. I'm like, wait a second, I know you. And it was our mutual high school friend, Troy Bean, who I'd played a band in high school with. he had already graduated, but he graduated and we couldn't find a bass player in high school, so we brought him in off the street, and I think we did like Hold the Line and I Love Rock and Roll type stuff. But Troy was like, wow, I've got a studio, let's record you. So I'm like, all right. So we recorded my stuff and basically burned 50 CDs and thinking, well, hope somebody will buy this. And I gave them to a few wineries on my, in the area that I knew. And next thing I know, they went through those, and I ordered another 100. They went through those. And next thing I know, I'm selling hundreds of these CDs at wineries.
Wow, that's
back when
awesome.
CDs were actually something you would
When
want to
people had a CD player
Yeah.
in their car, and yeah.
So, but that's how that was around 2000.
And that was just solo, just music, just no.
Solo, no vocals. I did have some guest players on there. One of them being, I had a band, in the Martin Parris band. We did cover tunes, but my lead guitar player, friend of 30 plus years, Kelly Powers, would play electric on it, or I'd have Kirk McLean play bass, or Terry Newby play bass, and but yeah, it was pretty much all it's all instrumental stuff that I wrote, and so that was the beginning of my one of my projects that I did. And I called it Influenced, which is because my dad influenced me to play guitar, and he was into, he was kind of into jazz and blues and rock and that sort of thing. So I got some influences.
I think isn't that the one where the cover is a picture of your dad too?
Yeah, Troy and I actually worked that up together. We took a picture of my dad from the past and superimposed me over the front of it, so that was the Influenced concept, you can't find those anymore. Those are long gone, but there are some recent projects available.
I find that really interesting that, as awesome of a guitar player you are, that you didn't really, think about writing like a full song until your 30s, and now you have these multiple CDs of, your own creations.
Well, creativity comes in spurts, and honestly, you can't one, I hadn't picked up the guitar a whole lot, and I was, like I said, just busy raising a family, and my wife was the one really at home, keeping that home fires burning with all of the kids and everything. But when I come home after a while, I thought, okay, I'm gonna start writing some stuff, and I wrote a few things, but I would say nothing was, and I got inspired. My dad started me off on the path, but I got really inspired by some of those great fingerstyle guitar players like Lawrence Juber, Peppino D'Agostino, Tommy Emmanuel, even let me think, Phil Kagi, But I had heard some of that music before, instrumental stuff. Like my dad had some instrumental stuff off Windham Hill in the 80s, but it was too ethereal. It just kind of was like a bed of layer kind of music. It didn't really have it didn't have enough meat for me, And so when I saw these guys, I'm like, oh, these guys are playing cover tunes and they're making it their own instrumentally, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that you also had a record contract where you were making records for a particular company?
So in 2005, we did my second CD, and I recorded it not at Troy's, because he was then knee-deep into his, two daughters were young, and he needed to take a break and just concentrate on that. So I went to Rick Sutton Studios in Atascadero, and I had come up with enough in the 5 years since Troy and I did it in 2005, and I went to Rick, and we went ahead and did the whole thing. Artwork by Studio 101 West, Dennis Swanson, and we did, the recording, the artwork, the whole deal. And I'm like, okay, I got this. I'm going to send it to the label down in Southern California that is Solidaire Records, which was the label that Lawrence Juber was on, and so many of these fingerstyle guitar players. And I sent it to him, and the guy James Jensen, he said, oh, I love it. If you hadn't have produced it on your own, we probably would have picked it up. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me that. So he ended up, because he liked to have his own artwork and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, all right. So I sold, I went through CD Baby or something, and I think I sold 1,000 copies of those locally, which is not bad,
Oh, yeah.
and had them on iTunes. It's still on iTunes actually, but it's called Turning Point. And then in 2009, I hurt my shoulder at UPS and had to take some time off. And so I had a lot of time on my hands, and I wrote a lot more material. And this time I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do the tracks, not do any production, send it to this guy, and he like, love it. Let's put this thing out. So that was in 2009. I came out with Guitarist Off the Vine, and that was a play off of words because that's kind of was most of my gigs. You know, most of the wineries that were. It started off on the west side of Templeton. That was kind of where my niche was, and then Castoro and Summerwood and Opolo and all those places. But then once I started playing there, and other people started hearing of me, or I'd go on the east side, and but it was I was pretty fortunate. Honestly, we really had a great thing here with so many great people in this small community. I have a lot of fond memories and just great people who kind of took me in and got me started here.
Yeah, I know from my past, just watching you were playing all over the place, and like you said, it could be incorporated the full band or just you individually.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and I hadn't started the full band right away, and that was. Things just kind of evolved that way, I guess, because, do you have a band? Well, I've got several players, and then we ended up with, we had several versions of the Martin Parris band over 15, 16 years or whatever it was. But, we mainly played at wineries, concerts in the park, and that sort of thing. But, over time, it was more the wineries and whatever else that like the Questa Guitar down in San Luis, Jen Martin does every year. She does this concert that raises money for the guitar students there for their guitar program, and she started that 15 years ago maybe. I can't remember now, but people like Dorian Michael, Tim Pacheco, myself, and her, and I think we're the four that started together there. And over time, she has brought in some big hitters to be the main attraction. Right. So they would play, and this was a round robin thing where she would have us do a song and go down the row, and he would play a song and then repeat, and then we took an intermission, and then so we all did 4 songs basically. Okay. And then at the end, she'd have somebody, who was, like she had Mark Goldenberg play, or Lawrence Joubert played recently, I think. And so those kinds of things were pretty special to be able to be a part of.
I bet.
Locally.
Martin, was some of those wineries that you played at, was some, like when you, you said El Grado, you said Castoros and stuff like that, was some of them like bigger in amount of people there in terms of like how busy and which ones that you wanted to play or gravitate to more so?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Castoro was always one of the best for us. I mean, they have a beautiful stage out there. I think all 3 of my CD releases, 2 of them were outside, 1 of them was inside, and it just turned out great. I mean, we had like quite a crowd for those, and people got those CDs, and so those were always fun. Or like Opolo would have a winemaker dinner event, or maybe just their pickup parties and stuff like that. So I would play some places for that, or just wine festival weekends, and you're guaranteed that people are going to be coming through, a lot of people. Right. And so you get a lot of exposure, and over time, I guess some CDs ended up in places I have no idea where. But it's interesting now. I mean, playing now that I'm in the South, we moved about 3 years ago. We're not in a wine region at all, and so it's a different vibe out there. But I will say, I have played in 4 states back there that I never even played 4 counties out here. So
And what do you think, like, how are they receiving you back there like that? I mean, obviously here you're kind of a local, celebrity in terms of music, right?
well, probably I don't, celebrity, but at least a familiarity.
People know you.
People know me.
People want you.
People know me because I was their UPS driver, and I brought them good things.
Yeah.
But back there, instrumental music, unless you're like a really big hitter like Tommy Emmanuel, I don't know if people are really looking for instrumental music. They want tunes that they can sing along to. Now I will say when my duo and I play, my singer Cindy and I play these places that if she takes a break, I'll take an opportunity to play a couple instrumentals, and so people do receive them well. But it's not the staple that I was used to doing here.
Interesting. You'd think that would be, back there, Nashville area,
Nashville
would be.
Probably, yeah. Maybe where I'm playing are more country clubs now and hotels and patio areas. That
Is it more of like you think like they're wanting a full band than?
no, they don't. I mean, some of these
Even
venues don't
downtown.
have room for a full band, but they're just wanting cover tunes basically, and I can do that. I don't know, probably in my repertoire of material, I probably have 3 hours of originals and then another hour of cover tunes. So more originals than covers. And I know that was a thing, here locally, even some of these venues, you can't play covers anymore because they got to.
They want original?
It's
Well,
interesting because, like, if you're a full band, it's the exact opposite. Most venues only want you to play covers. They don't want you to play originals because they want the crowd to be able to respond to the songs they know.
Well, I think it was more of and it's a licensing thing, right? So that's
Obviously
that sort
they
of
probably
thing.
have to have that taken care of.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I always try to weave those in so people have something familiar, and then I could give them something too, and they could enjoy both, But that's
That's kind of an interesting topic too, because you guys both have musical acts and playing covers. I mean, how does that work in with, playing somebody else's music? Do you have to get like rights to that somehow, some way, or?
No.
Not us individually.
if you sell it, you do.
If you sell it,
If you sell it, you do.
Huh.
So, and if a venue is having bands come, they pay a fee to pay for the
royalty fee or
annual
whatever.
thing. But for me personally, writing originals always gave me a little bit more enjoyment. Not that I don't enjoy playing some of the covers, and it just took me a little bit more. I just felt like I had more creativity, on my original stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean that's definitely one of the things that I love about playing music is writing original songs. It basically it's something that just comes out from inside you. And I've always played with a band, so usually when the rest of the band hears it and then they play and connect, it's like this awesome experience that everybody's on the same groove, on the same jam, that basically literally could have just came out of someone like five minutes ago, and now everybody's jamming on it.
Yeah,
that's the awesomeness of it.
It's a good feeling when people actually enjoy your stuff as much as an original or as much as a cover, because you think, okay, I've invested a lot of time with this. It's even a cooler thing when like it's getting used somewhere that you never knew. For instance, our son turned us on to this guy on YouTube, a channel named Peter Santinello, and he goes all over the world. Really, he goes all over the U.S. a lot more than the world. But it's an hour, 45-minute YouTube thing, and once a week, and he's going all over the place and doing these deep dives into communities. And he was just in the South not too long ago. Did Louisiana? He was on the Bayou and now he's been in Hawaii for 4 or 5 weeks, and started off with like the fires that happened, and he'll have a guide or somebody there he's connected with, and they'll take him around. And well, been watching this guy for a year now, and Derek, our son, was like, "Dad, come here. You gotta listen to this." Puts on the video. This was just a week ago, and there's my song playing. So I'm like, "Oh, you found me."
So he's playing your song, or he's playing
He's playing
your actual song. He's not instrumentally playing
no,
your song.
he got it probably from Spotify, because the song he played, which I'm not playing today because I haven't practiced it, but the latest project that I did called Time at Hand is the only one that's on Spotify, because I did that without the record label. So I own the complete rights to that. So I put it on Spotify. So he must have, or his wife must have found it, and they used it in there. And now he used it again, I think, this week. So it's been on 2 weeks in a row. He's got like, I don't know, something like 3 million or subscribers.
Does he
or
give
something.
you credit, or does he say?
He did.
Oh, okay,
he
good,
did.
good.
Yes, he actually put the little cover on there, and I'm like,
Okay,
thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
So
Wow, good for you.
my music's in Hawaii, or
That's awesome.
I've never been there, but it's nice that my music's there.
Nice, nice. Well, why don't we hit a commercial? When we come back, we'll get more music from Martin.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
And Deanna.
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
So Martin's going to be with us here in a minute, doing more original songs. But this is a great time to just let everybody know that you can still check out Martin. He's on Spotify, he's on Facebook, and he's on Reverb Nation. So if you go to all his sites, you'll be able to see where he's playing, regardless of what state, because he plays in multiple states, as he's kind of just told us. But he'll be ready to rock and roll here in just a second.
What an interesting story, though, too, huh?
Pardon me?
I said, what an interesting story, you know, as far as starting, and he's basically, as a musician that just plays instrumentally, you know, mostly has written some stuff, and then, you know, he's got that his song playing in Hawaii, and he hasn't even been to Hawaii yet.
Right. Like you said, his song has, but he hasn't. So that's
Maybe one day he can play in Hawaii.
yeah. Maybe book a little short tour run over there. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get after it.
Yeah.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
And Deanna.
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations: Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
Martin, those were some awesome songs, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Man, those are great, man. Again, it blows me away that you didn't start until your 30s, you know?
So the first tune I played was Influenced, and that was a nod to my dad because he liked blues and jazz and rock, and so it's got a little bit of bluesy, jazzy kind of feel to it. The second one, I think I aptly titled Georgia Blues because that's where I'm at now. So I'm gonna play some. So and I'm not really a blues guy. I mean, but I always like in all my projects, I might throw a blues tune in there, you know. So my wife, Roxanne over here, came up with, I think on my what was it? I can't remember the Acoustically Speaking CD in 2011 or 2012. I had a blues song, and I was having a hard time titling it, and she says, "Why don't you name it Deja Blues?" I'm like, "Now that's a pretty cool title."
That is a cool title.
So, anyway, but yeah, that's those were both. One was a nod to my dad, and the other one was just something recent that I kind of worked out.
So we've kind of talked about your past and current. So let's take a look at the future. Where do you see your music kind of going, or what direction are you trying to kind of take it to?
Yeah. So currently, I have, thanks to our mutual friend Troy, got into some Cubase recording. I've got the software, DAW software, Cubase, and I have a very modest setup compared to Troy, and a lot less money involved. But I've recorded about 11 songs.
Oh, wow, okay.
And a few covers. One of them's I've got one cover out there, Norwegian Wood, which is doing pretty well on iTunes, and I've recorded recently like Tiny Dancer because I'm a big Elton John fan. But where I see my music going, I think I'm going to release it when I get it all mixed and done proper. I'm going to go online and do it digital streaming release. I don't know if I'm going to go physical product right now. So, but where it can go, maybe more people can use it like this gentleman used it, and maybe it can land somewhere in a. My wife has always said, I hear your music like, say, in a, I don't know, some movie or TV show or something could be used. And, but, you know, I'm not probably looking to go. I mean, I'm too old to want to go on the road. I like my bed. So.
Is that a possibility, Martin, as far as like being in movies? Because I mean, there's a lot of instrumental in movies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to. I mean, you got to get it in the right hands, I suppose, and how that. I mean, that was my hope, was that when I got when I signed, and I wasn't signed to a label. I was signed to one record per whatever contract we came up with. So I have 3 projects with Solid Air Records, and they're, you know, he's released them, but you know, some of them got really good they all got good reviews through some online stuff, but it's kind of tricky to, you know, go marketing your stuff, and most of these people who have, I think, who've gotten into stuff, they are probably in the business and doing that. If you're just somebody at home, you may not have the right connections, and so you're hoping that somebody discovers you on YouTube or maybe, I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, you're close enough to Nashville. I mean, I know there's all kinds of you know, connections in Nashville. You know,
Yeah.
Have you played in Nashville?
Well, actually, kind of, sort of. We were in Franklin for our anniversary last year, and this guy, and his name escapes me, but he was phenomenal, and he found out he was the real deal. He does a lot of stuff in that area and what have you. He even tours, and he was playing at this hotel, and there wasn't a whole lot of people there, and my wife was talking to him, and next thing I know, we're talking. He goes, "Oh, I looked you up." I goes, "Why don't you take my guitar, and if you feel like playing a few songs on my break, go for it." And I'm like, "All right." So
Awesome.
I guess technically, you know, I was in Franklin. That's kind of close to Nashville.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you should think about maybe just, venturing over there and maybe set up a couple gigs and just,
Played in Kentucky.
okay.
Yeah, that was a good, that was unique. So I played, my duo was playing at this restaurant outside, and she couldn't make it. This one, she was out of town, so the guy says, yeah, go ahead and play your instrumentals. So I'm playing it, and it was the one time that somebody was there looking for just instrumental music. He comes up to me, older gentleman, and he says, hey, do you travel? I said, I'm thinking, up the road, maybe Knoxville, 2 hours away. And he says, well, it's in Kentucky. I'm like, Kentucky? And he goes, it's not that far. I'm like, what? And sure enough, it's only like 3 hours away. I forgot all those states or so,
Close together.
pretty close.
Right.
So, and this was it was a class reunion combination of, they were all like, mid to late 60s class reunion. So it was a hippie class reunion party. It was the meet and greet before the next night they were going to have a full-on band. They just wanted like a meet and greet and wanted me to play for a couple hours.
Wow.
So my wife and I dressed up like, 60s peace, love, Bobby Sherman, and I went up to Kentucky I'm like, I would have never saw that one coming a few years ago. So yeah, they put us up in a hotel
That's crazy.
But yeah, so I played, and then my duo and we played in Georgia, Tennessee, obviously, and then we had a gig once in Birmingham. So yeah, I've played in 4 states, and if you would have told me I'd have played in 4 states, I would have said, oh, there's no way.
How many gigs do you think you've played?
Out here, well over 1,000, because
1,000, huh?
easily, and most of them, and a lot of them were probably locally when I was really involved here. It was a lot of the Allegretto Vineyard Resort. They had live music there. And so I played there 2-3 times a month. With all the wineries, I probably have played maybe 100 wineries in this area at some point, So
it's quite a bit.
Quite
a bit.
It was a good retirement plan until COVID hit.
Martin, does AI play any role in what you do with instrumental music?
In terms of,
well, you know how they can formulate, music and musicians and stuff like that for music.
Are you worried that they might formulate my stuff?
Like
make it AI?
they can take over anything like you do.
Right. It's weird. I think there's a lot lost in today's. I think that's why I'm getting back into vinyl, because I don't want everything so processed, for one, and I don't want everything so digital, even though that's probably how I'm going to release my next stuff. But I'm old school, obviously. I was growing up in the 70s, so I'm hoping that that's not the case, because, for instance, you can sound great automated, but if you can't do it live, then it's not real, So AI is. I've heard some of that stuff, and I'm like, that is really amazing what they're doing. It's kind of freaky.
But you're right. You hit it right on the head as far as like if they can't, reproduce the music in a live format,
right?
To where and they invite you out to the winery or the gig or whatever it is, and you have produced this AI formed, CD or iTunes or whatever, and it sounds completely different.
Yeah, but see, I think, and that's going back to the whole vinyl thing. That's why I think it's been so refreshing, is that this younger generation has discovered vinyl like we did when we were growing up, because it forces you to put on a side and listen to the art as it was intended to be given. Not just a track on your smartphone that's compressed down to this little bit of information, and you can hear the quality sound, look at the artwork, hold something tangible, and be involved in the whole experience. So if you're an artist and you're hoping to, I think there's value still for people that appreciate true artistry. So I don't think AI is gonna. I don't see it taking over. I really don't. It'll have a place probably for convenience or whatever, but people are still always going to want to go out and see an amazing artist and see what they can do. I'm still blown away by. Tommy Emmanuel is one of my guitar heroes, and my wife treated me the year I retired from UPS. He does these annual guitar camps, or he might maybe more than once a year, but it's all over the world. And he did one right here in our backyard in Cambria. And so it was at the Cambria Pines Lodge, and it was like 4 days of hanging out with Tommy Emmanuel and 3 other guitar players, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That was it. 3 others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe Robinson, who's the younger guy, is phenomenal. He's Australian. Tommy's Australian. Anyway, there was Pat Bergeson was there too. He's from Nashville. Pat played with like Chet Atkins, and Pat's an amazing player. But it was cool. We just got to hang out with them, and then at the end of we'd go to class or instructionals and get some tips and what have you, and then at the end of that we had a student teacher concert. So you could pick one of the teachers, and I'm picking Tommy Emmanuel. It's because he's like guitar god. So I played my version of Norwegian Wood, and he sat in, and for the first 30 seconds I'm just like nervous, and I look over and he's just smiling. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool.
So I'm sure by that time you had some of those CDs out that you talked about.
Yeah.
Did you show him songs? I mean, what was your Guitar Hero's impression of your creative work?
He on the song that I chose, which was a Beatles song, the Norwegian Wood. He said that's a really good arrangement, and that meant a lot. That a guy of his caliber, because he really is at the top of the food chain, would say, great arrangement on something like that. I took it to. No, I mean I can't do not even a eighth of the stuff he can do. He sounds like 3 people in one, so it's pretty impressive. But it was fun. I mean, just getting to do that locally, and they were right here.
That's awesome. So as far as people wanting to check out your stuff, you said iTunes is the best place, right?
I have all of my stuff available on iTunes. I've got the 3 that were released with Solid Air Records are on there, and then I have the 2 independent ones that I did recent ones. I have Time at Hand, and then I have a Christmas CD, One Acoustic Christmas, and that's a seasonal listen, obviously, but they're all available. All those 5 are on iTunes, and then on Spotify I have Time at Hand and the Christmas one as well.
Great.
So
it is. Do you think iTunes is a bigger pool for your type of music?
Well, you can purchase it and download it, right? So I don't know how you purchase it. I'm not that savvy yet with Spotify. I'm not,
right?
I'm not sure how you can purchase it that way. But here's the deal for me. I mean, my music, it's also on Pandora Radio. So Pandora Radio, there's a Martin Parris radio, and evidently I'm pretty known in Japan.
Nice.
So and I get like
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
We're setting up the whole tour right now.
But I mean, you get like pennies on the dollar for these streams things. Pretty minuscule. But I do get, once a quarter I'll get something that'll show up, and like, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's
I mean,
we can go to lunch now.
Who's going to listen to it?
Right.
So somebody might stumble onto it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the goal, is that more people can hear you. And in all honesty, if I just get enjoyment that anybody's listening to it and enjoying it, and because for me, for many years, it was just, my own music, playing it in my house, So 25 years ago, when I started to kind of branch out to get it out there, I had no idea, if anybody who's going to want to listen to my music, Well,
why don't we hit a commercial? When we come back, we'll hear more music from Martin Parris.
What's up, North County? Nate Santos here, owner of Santos Bros Plumbing. You might recognize me with my dancing horses at local events such as the Atascadero Tamale Festival, Templeton 4th of July, and Paso Pioneer Day. I am now available for all your home plumbing service and repair needs, from minor drips and drops to emergency leaks and clogs. For the best plumbing service, call Santos Bros Plumbing, pipe wranglers to the rescue.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
So that was pretty good. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, now. So we already determined that he's in Hawaii. Now Japan too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing he came on today because we literally just booked, a couple continents right now for him. So.
Right? Yeah. I mean, how globally can you get other than Japan, Hawaii, and the continental U.S.?
Right. He started in California, then he went over to Georgia, Tennessee, said Kentucky. So I mean, before you know, we're going to have him booked, all over the place.
Well, I mean, you think about Nashville, you think about Georgia, you think about Tennessee. I mean, you would think that the music hub back there would be much, much bigger, knowing, blues and Elvis and all these musicians came from that area. I mean, you would think so.
It is interesting how Martin was talking about that, kind of in the inner part of Nashville, it's more thriving, but you go out, I think he mentioned it was an hour and a half away, something like that, and it's just a completely different animal,
Right, into Kentucky and Franklin. So, but I think he's gonna give us a little bit of music right now and play us some more, right? So let's kick it on over to Martin right now for his next set.
Man, that was great again, man.
That was good stuff. It's pretty cool to have live music right here in the studio.
Right. And again, that's an original music. So again, me being a musician, I can really appreciate Martin coming up with those songs. Those sound great, man.
For sure. So what's happening? There's some stuff that always happens here around the North County. So let's tell our viewers real quick before Martin finishes and takes us out about what's happening around here.
All right, sounds good. Well, talking about the local areas, we got the Poorhouse coming up. So on Friday, we got Emo Kids coming up. And then on Saturday, it's the Pink House Band. And then Sunday is Burning James Blues Jam.
Nice. Well, those are always good ones. Poorhouse, she rocks it over there. She has some really good music.
Yep.
And she has some really big ones coming up, too.
True.
So we're going to kick it on over to Calco's Brewery in Paso Robles, which is another local favorite for music. Saturday night, you have Ghost Monster Band killing it Saturday night. And Sunday is going to be their 5-year anniversary party. So no telling who's going to show up there and play and live music, but it's going to be a hoot of fun. So make sure you guys get out there to Calco's, celebrate their 5-year anniversary.
Yeah. And then rolling over a little bit, over there we got the Rock and Robles Pizza and Grill out by Nacimiento area. On Friday, Shea Angels is going to be out there playing acoustically.
Right, and you just played there last weekend, right?
Yeah, we just played there last Saturday, yeah. It's a great spot, lots of fun.
Great pizza, great beer.
Yeah.
Great times. And then Pine Street, oh boy, Pine Street this Friday night, you have Rusted Stone.
Oh.
Who's that? That's you right there.
Man, better go check that one for sure.
Playing there at the Pine Street Saloon, this is another local favorite venue. It's said to be haunted. I'm not 100% sure, but go check out Rusted Stone Friday night over there and see if you can see any ghosts.
Yeah. Not sure about the ghost, but it's definitely iconic. So yeah, that would be a good one. And then rolling over to the coast, we've got the Siren, and on Friday is Wand, and then on Saturday is the Winehouse Experience, which is of the Amy Winehouse. So that should be pretty interesting.
And the Siren is another local favorite, even though it's not necessarily North County. You know, I kind of consider Morro Bay to Cambria kind of still the North County because you know.
Motley does a good job of bringing lots of different kinds of bands, different genres and stuff over there. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, before we kick it back over to Martin, you know, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to throw this out and give a big shout out to our sponsors, Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, Santo Brothers Plumbing, North County Junk Removal, excuse me, Hanson Enterprises, Story Termite and Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, Suprema Meat Market, Remax, Ron Mullins and Pass Robles, and MGP Coatings, Matt Gifford. But guys, hey, thanks again for tuning in, but we're going to leave this with the man himself. We're going to kick it back over to Martin Parris to finish us out.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
And Deanna.
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
What's up, North County? Nate Santos here, owner of Santos Bros Plumbing. You might recognize me with my dancing horses at local events such as the Atascadero Tamale Festival, Templeton 4th of July, and Paso Pioneer Day. I am now available for all your home plumbing service and repair needs, from minor drips and drops to emergency leaks and clogs. For the best plumbing service, call Santos Bros Plumbing, pipe